How are you doing, everybody? You're having a fantastic day. I really hope you are. My name is Emily, and I am the owner and the artist behind Fantastical Finishes. Fantastical Finishes. I can really speak today. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I am the owner and artist behind Fantastical Finishes, and I am a furniture artist. Yes, I am. Today we're gonna work on this piece behind me, and as you can see, she already has some paint on her. And I just wanted to do the first coat before we started together to show you that you gotta trust the process, because she looks pretty rough. Like, it does not look very good right now, but that's part of the process. The first coat always is kind of iffy, but I wanted to do the second coat with you in the finishing touches so you can really see how something can be transformed. I also wanted to show you my staging wall. It's new. Can you tell she's new? It's new. So we got these flooring, these like fake wood floor, but I love like the little colors in it, and then some white trim here. So the paint is the same color on the wall, but sometime at some point it'll be a lighter color or some cool like textured concrete look. But yeah, I just wanted to share that update because I'm pretty excited. I have a staging wall now, guys. Yay. So let me go through some of the things that we're gonna use today. I am using Wise Owl Chalk Synthesis paint. Their line Chalk Synthesis. That was really hard to say. Anyways, I'm using their paint, and it's two colors. So we're gonna use the blue Prussian, and it's this gorgeous, if we can see, here we go, this gorgeous blue color. And then we're also using Blackberry, and it's this really beautiful purple. So those are the only two paint colors we're using. And then the brushes I love to use are Dixie Belle's minis. And I like the angles because the angles can help me get into like the little crevices of places. So that's my personal preference. But those are super great. They lay on paint super smooth. And then last, I love this by Dixie Belle. It's their big brush. I think it's Besting brush is what it's called, but it is a mix of natural bristle and synthetic brushes, and this is my go-to for blending. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I love to use this for blending, so we're gonna use this today, and I'm gonna show you how. Whoop! Other than that, you know, we have the normal handy-dandy spray water bottle, and I would recommend a mister because it's awesome for second coats, because second coats, you know, need a little they just need a little water to help lay that paint down smoothly. So those are the main items we're using for the second coat, and other than that, I have my paint clothes on. I have my paint you guys, this is a struggle. I cannot talk today. I have my paint clothes on, and I am ready to roll. So without any other things to say, I don't think I might, I don't know, but let's get going. And here we are. We're going. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Great, thank you. Yeah, like and subscribe, yeah. So this piece has already been cleaned and first coat done. So I'm gonna use my mister bottle and spray my brush. And then I'm gonna just dip a little bit of the Prussian blue paint onto it. And I'm just gonna go over the blue area I've already painted. And then, of course, adding moisture to help that paint move smoothly. Once I get my blue laid down, I'm gonna dip into my purple, still adding moisture with the water to help the paint move smoothly. And I am going to cover the whole purple part as well. I do overlap the two colors slightly, and that'll just help the blend go more smoothly. While both paints are still wet, I'm gonna remist and grab my blending brush. And it's super important to do this while the paint is wet. But I'm going to go in circular motions and blend until I'm happy, basically. But I'll go in circle motions and kind of up and down in every which way to really get those colors to go into each other smoothly. I also want to note that I'm using a very light hand. I am not pressing hard at all. This allows to get a smooth blend. I'm going to do the same process on all sides. I'm going to add the blue where the blue is, the purple where the purple is, overlapping slightly in between, and using the water to keep misting it to keep it wet, and then using my blending brush and using those circular motions. But that's going to be the process for all of the sides you see here. So the outside is what everybody sees right away, but it's important to get the inside details as well. All of these little trims when you pull the drawers out, because that really gives your piece that professional finished look. So I am just taking what you see on the outside and transferring that to the inside. So if it's solid blue on the outside of that drawer, that solid blue will be on that little trim right there. And vice versa with the purple on the top, and where you see it's blended on the outside, I will add that blended area as well on the inside. So I'm just going to touch up all of these inside trims of the drawers, and then I also did paint the underneath of this vanity where you could see. So not the whole underneath, but just like the edges and things like that. I also do the edges of the drawers, and that also gives that really nice, clean, professional look. So the same thing with the inside trim, I add the purple where it's solid purple, and then on the sides of these drawers, I will blend the two colors together here, just on this thin edge. But that's what I did. I did this on both sides of the drawers, and I finished the trim, and that's how you can get those really nice finishing touches. Since the top is just a solid purple, there doesn't need to be a lot of explanation here. I'm just doing this one color, but it is important to use your mister to get the surface a little wet, because that will help your paint spread nice and evenly over the already first layer. So the trick on large surfaces, if you're using a brush, is to just go in one direction and really smooth out your paint with water and even brush strokes. But yeah, that's it for the top, just the solid purple. There's no blending. I just use water, paint, and even brush strokes, and that is it. If you do see any like hairs or anything that in your paint, make sure you pull those out. But otherwise, that's it for the top. The legs are just one coat of blue, so there's not much explaining there. They do just take a long time because you have to go all the way around and make sure you cover everything. But the legs are just one solid blue color. And then I did want to do a little blending on the connector spindles in between them, so that's what we did. Blending on these middle areas is the same as on the sides. I put the blue where the blue needed to go. And then I went ahead and put the purple in the middle, and again, you want to overlap just a little bit on those parts. Once you have the paint laid down, then you take your blending brush and you just really go over it lightly. Since it's such a small area, it doesn't take much to blend this, which is really nice. But you do need to use a very light hand and make sure you go all the way around the middle spindle area. Okay, so I had an original idea to do kind of the gold leaf sheet on the edges of the bamboo and on the bottom of the legs to get that crackled gold look. But when I took a step back, I realized I just wanted it to be solid gold. So I ended up painting over all of the gold sheet that I placed it with a liquid gold paint. Yes, if I realized that I wanted it to be solid gold in the first place, I would have saved myself a lot of time. But that's just kind of how the process goes, guys. Like, you'll have one idea and that's what you're shooting for, and then maybe it won't work and you have to change your idea, and that's fine. And that's just part of the process, and don't let it get you down. Just keep going until you get it to where you want it to be. So yes, if you already see all of that gold leafing placed before and no tutorial, it's because I changed my mind. So let's just go with this liquid gold leaf paint, and we're putting that on all the bamboo accent trim and on the bottom of the legs. Now I've already top coated this piece, so we're gonna add some black wax to kind of bring out these details here. I just take a natural bristle brush, and it's a really cheap brush, guys, and I just dip it into the black wax and I apply it to everywhere I want to add some depth. So since these connectors between the bamboo legs have some crevices, I want those to stand out more. So that's where I'm going to apply the black wax. Then I take a lint-free cloth and I wipe away the extra, and that allows the black to just sit right down in those deep areas to bring them out. Since there's kind of a framed area on the front, sides, and back of this vanity, I want to add some depth in those areas as well. So I'm doing the same process of adding my black wax to the edges here, and then I'm going to wipe away the extra with my lint-free cloth. I liked how these areas were already in kind of a natural frame, so I just wanted to add that depth in there to make it stand out a bit more. I want the hardware to match the bottom of the legs and the side bamboo trim, so I'm using that same liquid gold leaf paint, and I'm just going to paint over the hardware. There's also a little key mold that I want to add to the vanity, and I want that to be the same color, so I'm going to paint that as well. And it's just a little would you bend mold, and I think it's just really cute, so we're going to paint that as well with the liquid gold leaf. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just prime the bottom of these two drawers, because I'm going to put
some decoupage paper over it, and a white or very light color lets that paper really show the most details and make it look the best. So I'm doing this because the bottom of the drawers, there's just no getting rid of that. So we're gonna prime it and add some pretty paper. Now that the primer is dry, I cut my decoupage paper to fit this drawer. And how I'm going to apply it, it's super easy. I am just going to take my top coat and I am going to put that on the bottom before I put the paper. And after I have a layer of the top coat, I'm just going to put my paper over it and kind of use a squeegee to get the bubbles out. And then I'm going to put another layer of top coat over that. So it's kind of like a top coat sandwich for your decoupage paper. Okay, so my little would you bend mold is dry now. So what's cool about these is that when you heat them up, they are bendable. So you can bend them to a curve or just have them a little bit flexible to really stick to your piece. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using a heat gun to heat up this little key mold. And after that's heated up, I'm going to just apply it to the front of this vanity and stick it on with some glue, some Titebond glue. So that's pretty straightforward. To really add some more details to this piece, I decided to add this Harlequin stencil to the sides, and I just placed it with some tape and used a gold gilding wax to apply it. My last step is adding the hardware, and after that, this piece is done.
All right, this vanity behind me is done, and it is super colorful, and I love her, and I think she turned out pretty well. If you guys liked what you saw, please leave a comment below. That would be great. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, stay watching so you can see the final pictures. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastical day. Bye!